What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Bulletstorm! So now we are moving on to one of the more memorable parts of the game that adequately showcases just how idiotic this game can be in an almost poetic way. So without even picking up, we unlock a new weapon here. It is the Bone Duster, which is a shotgun, and I'll be damned if I can remember that name. All these weapons have awesome names, but I hardly ever remember names like the Bone Duster or the Screamer. I do remember things like the flail gun, because at least that's self-explanatory. But the Bone Duster, like, that's cool and all, but I'd rather just say the shotgun. I mean, whatever. I'll remember it for the sake of the Let's Play, but I'm just saying, in general, all of my other runs through the game I've forgotten on numerous occasions. So we're going into an amusement park of sorts. And there are giant, remote-controlled cyborg robot dinosaur Godzilla things. I see no way in which this can go wrong. Yep. No way at all. So, if I'm not addressing the elephant in the room soon enough, the Bone Duster is a quad barrel shotgun. And if I need to say anything else about it, then I think you're missing the point. So, if you guys complain about me drooling over the double barrel shotgun in games like Quake 2 and Rage, then this is just the start. This is literally twice the gun that those are. And the unfortunate part is that these enemies have it. So there's a lot of skill shots we can get with it. In this area there are a lot of buildings that are electrically powered, so we can launch the enemies into them. It's the ones with the flickering lights. The Bone Duster, the thing about it is it tends to blow enemies clean in half, as you imagine a quad barrel shotgun would be able to do. So you can get headshots with it, but a lot of times it blows guys clean in half, and that's a skill shot to be able to do that. If it also launches. These enemies are from the Skull Clan. These big guys here, new enemy type, and they wield the Bone Duster as well. So try not to get too close to them. But the thing about it is it has an enormous amount of knockback. Here's a demonstration of the Thumper, which I said launches enemies into the air. And that had to have been the coolest thing that I've done the entire game, and yet it got me no points. That was incredible, yet it was not worthwhile in the slightest. Yeah, the thing about, like I said, the knockback of the Bone Duster is it just catapults enemies across the screen like it's a Steven Seagal film. And it's hilarious, although it's not exactly what you call realistic, but then nothing about this game is anyway. So it's either the kinetic energy is either going to blow them completely apart, or just send them careening into the background, which is fine, I suppose. But the ideal part about that, and I think this is actually a rather ingenious game mechanic, if not a little cheap, is the fact that when the enemies use the Bone Duster against you, they're pushing you further away from them, so that then their subsequent shots deal less damage, which is pretty helpful when you're fighting shotgun guys, because I can't even tell you how many shotgun enemies in some of these games are the bane of my existence, especially in id Software games.
You gotta be kidding me.
Run! It's Godzilla! Alright, we're getting out of here. Yeah, I complained about the shotgun guys in Rage, even though I had a handle on them for the most part. But those guys with the freaking flechette rounds in Wolfenstein The New Order are, I swear, they're the bane of my existence. Like, on I Am Death Incarnate, one of those guys handed my ass to me about 5 times in the same encounter. Ridiculous. Anyway, moving on. The Bone Duster, is it any good? Yes. To the point where I will be having it in my inventory for not all of the game, but most of it. Like, there was one of my test runs where I said screw trying to have the ideal loadout, and I just went with the Bone Duster and an explosive weapon, which was either the flail gun or a weapon we'll be getting later in the game. So I will be having the Bone Duster and the flail gun most of the game until we get some other weapons. There, as you can see by how big this list is here, we scroll over to the end there. There's not that many weapons left to get, but each weapon, much like Painkiller, each weapon is very memorable, very distinct and different from one another. Has a variety of different uses, but there's not that many of them in total, and I think in a lot of ways that's preferred to having a huge arsenal of weapons that are mostly the same. But weigh the pros and cons however you want to. Yeah, this guy, as I said, is putting me at the edge of my life here, even though I said he wasn't going to be a big deal. At least the nice things about these skull guys is even though they are very tough and have a lot of health, at least they are at least they are susceptible to the leash. But at least we're getting ammo from them as well when we kill them. So we can keep reusing the Bone Duster. Because I really don't have a lot of ammo for it. I bought some at the drop kit there. The first one, I think. If I remember correctly. I should have at least. But I'm already running out because I've been overusing it.
Why do I get this shitty job?
Yeah, he tells me to keep shooting it, but it does absolutely nothing to keep shooting it. This is completely scripted. We're not going to get killed by it. He's going to open the door in time.
Exit over here. At 12 o'clock.
These guys actually kind of caught me off guard here. I was hoping to keep running, but they just kind of showed up. Alright, I guess that was a skill shot there, homing missile. There's one I was trying to get here where, like I said, I think it's called Minefield, where you deploy the... I'm just trying to get these guys out of my way, kill them as fast as possible, even if it's a really overdone and uncreative way at this point. I was trying to get the flail gun to attach a bomb to the wall there and detonate it there, but it, for some reason, didn't want to work out. Uh-oh, dead end. We're in trouble now.
Hope you had fun.
You gotta be kidding me.
Looky look. Papa got himself
Huh.
a
Well,
giant robot.
not quite as scary now with all those wires showing. It looks like it's been damaged quite a bit, or at least the skin has been knocked off. This thing is probably a lot more durable than it looks. Let's put it to the test, shall we? We now have our own personal Mechagodzilla, ladies and gentlemen. And what will we do with it? We will have just a jolly good time, and I will let Steve Bloom's ridiculous dialogue ensue because this part is glorious. Yeah, basically all you do in this entire scene is point and shoot. And he has the giant laser beam on his head, and he also has this smash attack, which is contextual and only is used when the game asks you to. This is fairly scripted, all these encounters. You gotta kill the mini-boss enemies over there in order to allow the game to progress to the next stage of this encounter, which will cause us to move to the other side of the map and that kind of thing. But right now the map is closed off by invisible walls, and those boundaries will open up whenever we defeat enough enemies. There are also, if I didn't say so before, if you check the miscellaneous skill shots in the dropkit database, and you'll be able to see some ones that are unique, that are contextual and event specific, like ones that only happen during this particular encounter. Using this guy, I think the one was mass extinction there, just using specifically this guy. Full throttle, I explained what that was earlier. So eventually it's going to give us a prompt to get this bus out of the way. Because we are not playing Desert Bus 2011. This is not a thing. Fair amount of splash damage with this guy's laser beams, but you kind of have to be on point anyway. Which is kind of hard to do considering you really don't know what his actual line of sight is. You're just aiming the laser pointer and hoping that he's able to hit it. You don't know if he actually has a clear shot or not. But it's not like you can run out of ammo. It's just unfortunate when obstacles block your path and he starts aiming at them.
This way.
So after Mechagodzilla here finally gets to the other side, we get to the door opens up, and or I think our companion here, he kicks down the almost forgot his name there. kicks down the wall and we're able to progress. Yes, again, waiting for an AI to do something to allow you to keep playing. That's not a it's not a horrible trend of modern FPS games or anything. I'm kidding, of course. This game is actually usually pretty good about that. There's some vultures coming in that we can deal with pretty easily. We just gotta stay on point. Keeping cover is also pretty tricky here. Sometimes I feel like you're unusually vulnerable.
Oh, I could do this all day.
And I have played this on the hardest difficulty, and I'm pretty sure it's impossible for this thing to be destroyed during this encounter. I've never had it happen before. It's far easier for you to get killed anyway. Alright, then Ishii will knock this over and we can continue as well. We basically gotta wait on him and then we get the prompt to continue. As I said before.
They're coming around. Watch our flank. Attack, my pet. Lay
This whole encounter is starting to... Of course, I played this before this game even came out, but this encounter really reminds me of the finale of Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. But like I said, this came first. This came like 2 years first. 2 years first. 2 years before. 2 years first is not grammatically correct, ladies and gentlemen. And now that you know this... Also, there's a lot of boardwalks and walkways and canopies and all kinds of other nonsense that gets blown up during this encounter, too.
Party, come and see! You can get a robot and come killing with me! Would you please shut up?
Oh, I love it. It's so bad. Eventually there's going to be enemies coming from the other side of the encounter again as well. I'm kind of progressing slowly so I know when more enemies are going to start spawning in instead of having a bunch of them come at once. But this is fairly scripted, so we got to turn around here and deal with these guys from the other side again. Now I've quickly got to get to cover here. This cover really only exists once you've gotten to this point. We can hide inside this house over here and just take some shots from behind the window here. And it all works out just fine.
Behind us! Let's finish it.
This is like the best gimmick ever. Surely this will be a reoccurring theme in this game. Surely they will not take it away from us for any reason because it's awesome.
I'm taking candy from a grown man! Let's move out. Oh boy! I don't like this.
No! Oh, that sucks.
He served us well. I named him Waggleton P. Tallylicker. But I never got the chance to tell him. He will be remembered.
Oh, I actually had a friend of mine that got Stephen J. Bloom to say that line out loud at Comic-Con last year. It was hilarious, and he gets so many bonus points from me for doing that. I didn't even know he played this game.
Or maybe they really don't like what comes out of it. A lot of manpower. Must Must be some kind of crazy, dangerous trouble within.
Alright guys, that's the end of Act 2. We're now moving on to Act 3.
Naturally,